My name is Nicole. I'm the Explore program lead this year. You guys probably already heard me give this spiel if you did come to the GitHub workshop, but if not, then you're going to hear this for the first time. If you did, just stick with me. So this year we're doing it a little bit differently. Workshops are still going to be in a similar fashion. Everyone is going to be able to attend these workshops, but we're doing a cohort style this semester, which basically means that you're going to fill out this interest form and you're going to tell us 2 tracks that you're interested in for this first half of the semester. Don't worry if you're interested in all 4 of them. Love it, good for you. But you're going to be able to then go to those other 2 tracks that you weren't able to attend in the first half after spring break. So if you fill this out, we'll know that you're interested and you'll get all the information that you need. You'll get your email blast, you'll get your reminders about all of the events, and you'll also be eligible to receive some Explore pins at the end of the semester if you attend all of the workshops and you fill out our surveys that we're going to give out next week. So this is just an intro workshop. You guys have various deadlines for the different tracks if you guys want to sign up. I have them listed here. So for game dev, it's going to be January 22nd, so next week. Web dev is going to be, I think, January 22nd is tomorrow. Web dev is going to be next week. AI/ML is going to be the week after, and hardware is going to be the week after that. So essentially, you guys can just guide yourself by the second workshop. The day before the second workshop at 5 p.m., you guys have that deadline to apply. Yes?
Will the workshops be on the same day and time every week?
Typically, yes. They're going to be on the same day. The time might vary depending on other events that we have in conjunction. But we will send out all that info for you guys, and that'll be updated on the Discord, the Luma, and also on the explorehub calendar. So first and foremost, like I said, fill out this form if you guys are interested in joining any of the tracks as part of the cohort. So I'll give you a sec to scan that. All right. Yes?
No, so if you miss a day, will you be able to catch up again somehow?
Yes, so great question. We have our Explore Hub, which I listed here, go.fiu.edu/explorehub, and there you're going to find all of the content from these workshops. You're going to find the YouTube videos that Ms. Coral's putting together. You're going to find the Notion documents that you need for all of the resources that you're being shown within the workshops. So if you miss a week, that's totally fine. However, if you miss a particular workshop, you're not eligible to get your special Explore merch. So you have to go to all 3 of the cohort workshops, not counting this orientation one that we're going to have for every single track.
Great question.
Great question. Fantastic. You segued into exactly what we need to do. Okay.
Yes.
If we already filled out the cohort interest form in the GitHub,
You're fine.
You're good.
Yeah, you're good. It's the same form. Yeah, don't worry. We already got you counted. Okay, cool. So now we're going to go through some of the other Explore events that we have coming up this week and next week. So I'll start with the one on the left. So we have our game dev first cohort workshop, and that's going to be about creating your own player. So you're going to script your own player and learn how to do that. That's going to be Thursday from 4 to 6 in PG6 115, I believe. But all that info is going to be on the Luma to double check. And again, we'll be sending announcements about it on the Discord. And then next week on Wednesday from I think 4 to 6 as well in PG5 134, we have our intro to AI. So essentially this orientation workshop before the AI track, if you guys are interested in that as well. So scan your QRs if you want. All right. Okay, and then this right here is the most important resource that you guys are going to need. To his point, we have an Explore Hub where we have all of the different PowerPoints, Notion pages, videos that you guys are going to need. If you want to catch up, if you want to refresh on the info, whatever it is, it's all going to be here. It's also listed here, go.fiu.edu/explorehub. If you guys need it on your laptops rather than on your phones. So yeah, that's going to be updated with all of the current info, all of the current resources, and with the calendar of events as well for you guys. Yeah, any more questions before I hand it off to them?
You guys, reach out if you want to. And I'm still filling out the very
I mean, you can just go to this link, and that'll be the same thing. But if you want, we can go ahead and go over the QR codes again at the end if you need, or just come up to.
So, what do you need for this? Okay, good news, you do not need to buy anything. This will be completely free. But we want you guys within the next week before the first workshop. If you guys were here last week, who here was last week for the GitHub workshop? Show of hands. Awesome, way to go guys, showing effort. I love that. So If you haven't already, we highly recommend it. It's going to be super helpful for your career in CS to get familiar with these types of learning tools. So laptop is obvious, GitHub, Git, VS Code, or a similar IDE. I know some people use IntelliJ. That's perfectly fine as well. And we also will recommend like a live server when we get started. That's just so when you guys are coding, you guys can kind of see what you guys are creating. So that's pretty much it. And yeah, that's pretty much all you'll need for this project, for this first cohort.
Me and I can give you the link.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna hand it off.
All right, so before we dive into the project, I have some examples of like a website. Oh, it's not on.
Maybe just yell.
All right. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
That's okay. So when it comes to websites, I'm sure like everyone's used one, unless you're like, I don't know, off the grid. So some examples we can think of: Amazon, Facebook, Barnes & Noble. Can someone give me like another example of like a website that you may use? Anyone? YouTube, great one.
Zillow.
Zillow, another great one. One more. There you go, Twitch, perfect for marble drops. Great examples as well. So what's great about learning about these types of websites, we use them day to day, right? So we want to make sure that we're giving you guys a project that you guys are actually going to be using, or something that's actually functional that'll teach you the basics. And it's very introductory, so no matter what level of skill you're at, we want to make sure that everyone doesn't feel too overwhelmed, and that's something also you can put on your resume. So it's a good project builder, but also a good way to kind of get that good idea of maybe what type of role you want to be working in. So anyone want to guess what the project's going to be? Close. Actually, it's pretty much, yeah, pretty close to Spotify. So yeah, it's a Spotify data visualizer. It sounds fancy, just pretty much just basic HTML, CSS, JavaScript. We're pretty much going to be taking data from Spotify as like a CSV file, and we're going to be converting that into basically a drop-down categories that you can guys sort, and it'll do a little like thing on the bottom. We're actually going to show you what it's going to look like. It's going to look something like this. We kind of go down here, choose different options. So it looks pretty basic right now. That is because we didn't want to do too much. We didn't want to have you guys diving into difficult. We didn't want you guys diving too deep into like different topics and stuff like that. So these workshops are designed for people who have never touched HTML, CSS, or any type of web dev tools, to get you guys introduced into the concepts. Now do keep in mind this is our first cohort. So the next cohort, we're probably going to be, depending on how the cohort goes, we may ramp it up. So maybe this cohort isn't for you. Maybe you already learned HTML. Maybe you know React and other Tailwind and other stuff. Then maybe the next cohort will be doing React and other tools and stuff. So this is perfect for anyone who has never done a project, who's never touched CSS or any type of web dev tool. So this is going to be perfect for you guys.
So a nice rundown of our agenda for the next few weeks. The first workshop, of course, we're going to be diving into the very bare bones basics, just HTML, CSS. Nothing much more than that. We're going to be making the skeleton of that website we just showed you. After that, we have our second workshop where we're going to be making that functional form you just saw with the drop-down menu, which will be done in JavaScript. And then after that, since there's a bit of leeway where you can customize and change the CSS, the design, add animations, we're going to dedicate that third workshop to that. It's going to be more of an office hours, like personal customization, styling, and debugging sort of workshop. I know somebody asked earlier what to do if you come in late. Then that would be a great time to try to catch up with the cohort and see what you missed. And after that, we're going to try to finalize the project, and you'll be sent off on your way with something that you can show recruiters, put on your portfolio, whatever you want to do with it. Those three workshops will be consecutive week after week, same time, 3:30 to 5:30. Yeah, generally the same stuff. Yeah, for that last slide. And then of course, lots of you I'm assuming are generally beginners. I didn't see too many hands going up when we asked how many people have used HTML, CSS, JavaScript, how many people have built a website. So of course I'm assuming you're having questions on how exactly you can really segue into tech. And of course, we're here to try to help you with that. So of course the best way to succeed in this workshop and try to get yourself a portfolio is to simply attend them all and make sure you're completing all your assigned tasks and any mini projects that we might do, since they're all made for you to practice and get you hands-on experience with this. And of course, asking questions and collaborating with your peers is always a great way to exchange ideas and grow your own knowledge as well. And of course, this is again a beginner workshop, bare bones basics, no prior experience needed, we'll guide you through it all.
So what's next? So pretty much we're good with slides, but we're gonna basically have everyone download Git, GitHub, pretty much everything you need, VS Code, just that way next workshop you guys aren't spending majority of the time like downloading the tools you guys need. And we'll be here troubleshooting, make sure everyone who wants to be involved or who's gonna plan to go to the next one has all the tools you guys need. But that's pretty much it for our slide wise. So be sure to come to our first workshop. And yeah, thank you guys for coming to the orientation.
Should be on there now under the web development tab there. I'm going to make it pretty later, but right now it's just a link to this Notion page, so you guys have everything that you need to download. So again, if you go to go.fiu.edu/explorehub under web dev.
While we're trying to figure out what exactly is going on with the Notion and get you guys access to that document, generally the most important thing you need to know on there is that you just need to have VS Code installed. So if any of you don't have it installed, you can just go type up VS Code on Google, and the first few links should be one of the install pages. And then after that, if you've never used GitHub, you'll need Git. That's the most important thing.
Really short.
I get it.
You can't do it. Where are you going now? I didn't know.